I will caution about the word mandatory, because in a small country like Estonia, 2 million people, the consequences are limited. But if you do that in a country with 1 billion people, or a country with less democratic, that gets very, very complex. I think without mentioning mandatory or non-mandatory, I think the key success story of Estonia or Switzerland or even Malta and Singapore is that they have educated their citizens about the need to issue a digital identity. Education is key on that, because how many of you guys have a digital identity? Can you raise your hands? Okay, you see, and we are really on a technology event talking to AI, and maybe 10% of the table has a digital identity. So my recommendation is you go home, you issue a digital identity, you store in a smart card, and you put it in your safe. You're not needed to use anymore, because the other 90% of you guys did not raise your hands have a digital identity that is controlled by somebody else. And the problem you will have in 5 years' time, you will not be able to prove it. AI algorithms are done by the same engineers that they did the internet. It's the next evolution. So they are bringing the same bias that they have in the past, they are bringing to the future. So AI algorithms are biased. AI algorithms sometimes don't even detect color of people, It's because the programmer had an issue with the color of the person. So when AI is injected into cars, connected cars, driverless cars, AI might just kill the person because it doesn't recognize the color. And that problem came from the engineer. So AI will go to the internet, and it's happening already, will check that you don't have a digital identity and will automatically create a digital self for yourself. We don't care. And in 5 years' time, this AI algorithm is going to get so sophisticated that you're going to have a hell of a lot of problem justifying that it was not you, then you is not that thing that AI is data, that you have because you will not have a digital identity. If you have a digital identity, this is the same value that a migrant has when he enters into a country. He will have a working permit, or will have a piece of evidence that this migrant is actually a registered person. The same thing happens on the internet. If you don't have a digital identity, somebody have it for you. So rather than having a mandatory process, go and create a digital identity. If you don't want to use it, just store in your safe. I have my digital identity in my safe. Sometimes I do an FTP connection to my server and I get it. Or I put it on my mobile phone through NFC technology. Just create your digital identity. And if you don't want to use it anymore, and this right will disappear, and all that is rubbish. I mean, the only way that you can disappear is by destroying your original digital identity. And then algorithmically, you will not exist anymore.